Alright. Good evening. It actually goes from 3 to 4 to 5 for 2 points each. So, trying Elderlicht once again. However, I decided that I can actually also just kind of play with these. Because I feel like I might have overtuned the enemy numbers. This is +4 for standard enemies. What does that include? I assume that's every enemy type except the bosses. So I've just activated the mist sensors. They, I don't think are that bad. But that allows me to lower the enemy wave size. So I think I'm gonna try with that. I have already changed the omens, and I've already changed the weapons I can get, which means I have unlocked basically most of them. And then we're just gonna try again. What do we have? Silver Dawn. A reliability, a back slots, but less XP gain. That's not great. You do have the poison thing. You have elusive and the flicker strike. I still like the elusive ones, just kind of wrecked me. Otherwise you have proximity shot and shorter weapons, so you could go be like a close range. A close range like archer with a hand crossbow and a pistol or something like that. What do you have? Another trader. Trained for reliability and a brute. You have a dagger. You have spiky counter vampire head on boom. I may want to reroll some of those. You are a human, right? No, you're a dwarf. So you could... What do you get here? +1 use. For look at my muscles. The thickness for that. Resistance reduction. And then increased damage based on missing health. These two in combination I feel are kind of funny. Because you lose health. Gain damage. And then... you gain additional resistance, so you take less damage. That's kind of a combo, I feel like. What do you have? You are a plague doctor for poison damage, mana, and reliability. Does everybody have reliability up? Everybody has reliability up. Huh. You have a gauntlet. You do have the poison path, which does probably work well. And you have the contamination. Yeah, I think weapons are fine. Let us position our boys. You're a human, right? Yeah. Yes. We are... all three of our units are relatively close range. What do we have here? Clear sight. Range damage dodge multiplier is reduced by 50%. Spiked walls, protection practice. This is for... yeah, that's additional resistance. That one's always kinda neat. A lot of materials. The rock gold. And the commander of Gillenberg compass mind over matter for resistance. I'm not in love with most of these. But since XP gain is something I'll get anyway, the additional resistance won't hurt me. Oh, there's an accursed. I haven't played in a second, so let me just... perfect. The dagger is unblockable if I recall correctly. Poison here and poison there. Perfect. Do you have an additional multi-hit? Oh, on the less than 500 damage to isolated targets. Well, I should have read that first. The poison will probably just deal with that. Yeah, that's fine. And the poison will have dealt... Ah, it didn't count. Perfect. Ah, one here, and then like two here. The crossbow probably has the multi-hits on it, right? Yeah. You can move over here to do this. And then follow it up with this. Get me the Geo Reservoir so we can throw that there. She missed. Okay, that's better. Hate it when they dodge. We don't currently have a target to, or a thing to do. An ordeal. 8 times or more a punch. Now, this early on I feel like that can be excused. Later on, it absolutely just sucks having to do that. And killing the runners is probably the priority. Dagger 1, dagger 2. Perfect. I kinda want to play more with the daggers. Amazing. I should also use your mana pot on yourself. Shouldn't have moved back. Ah, fine. And then I don't think we'll need any more mana this run around. And hope that the non-mana abilities just carry. One there, one there, one there. Now, I hope that the enemies spawn on a different side for the subsequent nights. Get yourself armor. I do hope that they spawn on different sides on the subsequent nights, because that would allow us to basically just grab the resources here using the Omen of the Vulture, which I've added. And that would get us just a tad bit more resources we're gonna need. We're definitely gonna need. Get one there and one there. And then one over here. I'm still amazed that that doesn't count as an attack that can be dodged. I'm also still amazed that he apparently hasn't died, despite taking a buttload of damage. Okay, poison, poison, poison. I had hoped that 2 shots would be enough, but not quite. Dagger there, goddammit. Surprised nobody died. Out of range, fuck. Yeah, the mist sensors were kind of nicely placed. You get to kill those too. They probably won't be that placed that advantageously in the future. At least I assume so. Now, please not top left. Fuck. I want these to survive so I can grab them, but if the enemies are there, they probably won't. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on grabbing gold mines first. For all of the money. Then I can upgrade one house and remove one of the wells. Place you. Get me my levels. Now, what do I actually want to do with you? I assume you're I think I'm gonna make you a, like, shorter weapons proximity shot with dodging. This is a following maneuver skills. Gain 15 perk damage and increased by 8% for each tile of distance. Now, this is the Shadow Waltz, and this is the Twilight Flourish. The Twilight Flourish, for the last stage cost Twilight Flourish instead with the base damage equal to 30 plus 175% of the hero's dodge, but that is a follow effect. On a random enemy in a range of 5 with a base damage equal to 10 plus... So this is in a range of 5, it would be... With a Flicker Strike, 15% perk damage increased by 8% for each time of distance between, at most 55% increased damage, I believe. Which isn't actually too bad, I don't think. Definitely get the XP gain. Harvester is good. The Chi is also good. This still doesn't make any sense to me. Now the pistol, what weapons would I get you? I do not have any restrictions, so a pistol? Definitely. Which means you won't move points. Accuracy isn't actually that relevant because you're gonna be in melee range. Well, you'll be in undodgeable range most of the time. So the poison and the toxic leech? You do have the blessing, so the cheer would be increased in duration. Do you have any buffs for yourself? Not really. Now the pirouettes means I don't necessarily want to use a hand crossbow. The pistol, still a strong contender though. Negative alterations have increased by 1. Which the pistol doesn't do. I think I go with the Harvester XP gain. Then you get not critical resistance reduction, that's good. And range damage, I see. Yeah, range damage. And then multi-hits. That is not bad with the crossbow. That kind of makes the pirouettes not that great. Because I can only hit one enemy, but give me more multi-hits. That way the crossbow could be really good later on. In which case, I do not have the Initiate, unfortunately. Toss the War Dance. And the Flicker Strike with that. Though the pistol also has a follow skill that could work. The contamination is a minus 20% dodge, but again, the dodge isn't really relevant here. I think I'm just gonna take the poisonous and the toxic leech. I don't want this. Right, I think that's a good setup for you. Now, what do you have? You have Vampire and Spiky Counter. I want to try whether or not It rerolls things you've already chosen. Mana growth, perseverance. A really tossable fellow. Alright. If you have a dagger, I think I might just make you an isolation dude. And you're gonna be in melee, so you're not gonna be next to fortress. You will take a blink, because you're just gonna need that. So, the isolation path, interestingly, has two things that are completely irrelevant to isolation. Specifically, the First Blood and the Critical Master. But we can take this. Then the 1x1, which also should increase the thickness. And then the Legendary Assassin. We're gonna start with the spiky counter. Then, you need block. God damn it. Damage done. There it is. Block. You're gonna need healing received. You're gonna need not propagation bounces. I just take XP gain. Because again, that's also just a resistance. As soon as I have that epiphany done. Now, what do? You have the poison path. You are a human. Berserk. Berserk is always really good to have if you go for any kind of melee build. You can buff. And debuff. Right, you have a field study, which I think is a better choice for you. Now, you don't really apply any buffs, except maybe the cheer. You can maybe do really well with the debuffs, though. Poison is not going to happen. Lone Wolf, that could happen. No XP gain, unfortunately. Right, I'm gonna start with a steady aim. Not wounded, +2 move points. The dodge I don't think matters there. Do I want the contamination? Or do I want magic fuel for additional damage? I think I'll take magic fuel for additional damage. Maybe the mana collector later on. Now, what do you get? You definitely action points. You want range, accuracy, maybe damage, some resistance reduction. Ranged damage. XP gain. That means I want to give you a bow. Or a gun. Gun is fine, especially with an additional action point. Holy shit. Just a free action point? Are you insane? Cannon. You know what, that's fine. I'll just have to make sure I'm not overusing it. You have 8 action points now. You get the Journeyman's Gauntlet for now. Since you can apply your own debuffs, choose your destiny. Increase size by 50%, that should be fine. Build new structures, I have 20 gold, so I can't afford anything. Build some defenses. So I think what I'm gonna build is a ballista here and a ballista here. And then I'm gonna get some walls. With the increased size, it is not unlikely that they will reach the wall, and then we'll just have to deal with them afterward. If I put you up there, how much range do you have? Enough. Good. Yeah, I think that's it. So first things I need to do is get rid of the mist sensors. Didn't need the fourth on that one. Okay. Kill 10 or more targets, isolated enemies. How many? 3 hits should be enough. Then we can... fuck, you're not in range. You're gonna have to throw him. Get some isolated targets done. So the best case scenario for him is that we use either other characters or, and that is an even better case scenario, his own spiky counter to... Does this actually increase in range? It does! So that could be a good buff to apply. Or his own spiky counter to get enemies to be isolated and then hit those isolated enemies. You should actually just go over here. We do not have enough to kill that fire, but we can poison you twice. You move there. What do you have? You have 20% dodge. Target with a negative alteration. Man, I should have read that first. The isolated targets did unfortunately not pan out. Kill 10 enemies or more, target at full health. You take 59. It is armor piercing, so 3 shots is enough to kill you. That doesn't count for killing a target at full health, which is absolute nonsense. Kill 10 or more targets at full health. Done. Perfect. You should probably get yourself some armor. Oh, actually block. That's even better. Kill targets with negative alteration. That's still on the back burner here. But we can just go ahead and apply that. She fucking missed. How much health do you have? 106, so 2 hits should be enough. Perfect. 8 out of 17. That's the fire. That's not the fire I meant. That's the ultimate of the here. Power staff. Can we get some negative alterations on people? The biggest problem is that now there is an annoying ghost walking among us. It's gonna need 3, isn't it? Actually, I can just... We need to kill one more. Can we do that? Yes. Wonderful. And then you should make sure you're not in range of this guy. And also, if possible, not in range of this guy, so go here. We are not going to take wall damage. We'll gladly take that kill. 5 innings more, target within 4 turns from caster, target at full health. That should be easily achievable with the dagger. Or not. Yeah, for her the issue is gonna be the within 4 tiles. And for her the issue is gonna be that the enemies are not at full health. You are just gonna poison them. You need 3 shots, which again I don't think counts as full health. Yeah, it doesn't. Which, again, is nonsense. It's only -1 move point. You move here. And then you can go shoot. I don't think I'll get either of those ordeals, unfortunately. The elite is still standing over there, just like stunned. You can go ahead and throw her some potions. Target, kill 35 enemies, target at full health. Well, that's probably not going to happen either. But the 50 in like range of the fog is definitely not going to happen. Oh yeah, we need to repoison this guy. How much move points do you have? 2, 3, 1. Perfect. You kill him. And you should probably go hide. You can just throw a dagger there. So much for the dagger. Deal less than 500 damage to splitters. I don't generally like mission objectives like that. But in this case, I don't think I would deal enough damage anyway. So, I guess we're fine. I'm just gonna poison them so they don't get closer. The question is whether my poison counts. Because if it does, then I already fucked up. Doesn't count. Perfect. Can you? You cannot. Right. So he's an issue. Because he can kind of just stun me. You go ahead and slow them down again. You don't have mana. It's gonna be 3 hits there. She crit. I also completely forgot I have the gauntlet equipped. Which would have been useful, I think. You also have -4 move points because of the gauntlet. I'll take that. Now you're gonna hit my watchtower and that's fine. Okay, so some more block. He's gonna hit the tower. The tower actually survives that. Nice. Didn't need to do that, he would have died anyway. Need to get rid of some enemies here. You are still debuffed. So you can just snapshot him. Then gun here. Snapshot. And then we can just go ahead. That I shouldn't have killed that one. I should have attacked the splitter. I'm not at these stupid ghosts. Hate them. Also, I am pretty sure you could never shoot quick with any kind of crossbow. But that's probably a different discussion. Stupid braziers. I might actually want to just let the enemies get close. Panic level A, so we're good. Or at least we should be. There might be an argument for letting enemies come close, because that way the braziers cannot be that far out. Let's see. You get the poisonous. Next is a shorter weapon, which makes all of your weapons just enormously short-ranged, but that's fine. Get some more ranged damage. Then you get the thickness for additional damage resistance. 16%, that's fine. More damage, because just more damage is also more tankiness, and that's lovely. More XP gain, because it's also more tankiness. Absolutely love that. You take the magic fuel, you take the longer weapons. Now what did I take down here? The blink is always nice to have. I'm thinking of getting the mana growth, just so her weapons deal more damage. Could also take the initiator and like a boomerang. Wait, how many do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 9 and 10 still open. The Night Owl never hurts. And then these surgical strikes could be good. To use move points instead. And I think instead of the Lone Wolf I will actually take the mana growth. Because this is 18% damage. And this increases damage by 1 for each level. Currently it's 21 mana divided by 30%, which is not quite. That's 6 something. But it's more likely that it is unlikely that there's never gonna be like that many. That there's never gonna be some other hero in range. Get some resistance, get some move points maybe. I'll take critical. Skill range, perfect. Multi-hits. Is there any weapon, any long-range weapon? The longbow with this debuff, which, to be fair, isn't the worst. But I think I'll take the XP gain. Like, the longbow having targeted you suck at dodging now. It's basically like the mark, but better. Because it's long range and can get buffed by range. Night reward, I'll take a book. Do I take a book? Opportunism. I think I might take a two-handed sword for my dwarf. Less opportunism. Right, I don't really use opportunism, but, and I need to keep that in mind, if an enemy has a debuff, it's gonna lower all damage against that enemy. So, don't debuff enemies, or debuff them and then just ignore them for a while. Material instability could be kind of funny for my blocker. You know what, I'll take that. And also for the elf that dodges later on. Now, get me another gold mine. And we will immediately buff it up. We will use you to push back the mist. And then we can upgrade one of you. To get rid of the... to get me this. For an item. A pile of corpses with a shield. 8 block but -1 move points. 3 block, stun chance, less XP gain. Reroll me those. 2 block, -5 dodge, 4 damage, -4 accuracy, -7 reliability, plus 3% dodge. I'll take it for the 2... Nah, reroll me that. Health, reliability and healing received. And it gives you block on use. Or, it's an offhand pistol. Yeah, I'll take that. You take this. Yeah, it's better. Baseline, and then it can give you block. Well, it loses me 3 block, but that's fine. Do I have money to buy anything? No. Materials. So we're gonna use the tactic I most of the time use, which is gonna be have one defended side. One side defended with ballista. And then defend the other 3 sides with units. Okay. 3 down there absolutely sucks. Uh, 64 to 73, so I'm gonna need 2 hits on everyone. Unless I crit. Right. So what I'm gonna do with the poison is just poison them and then ignore them. Okay, they spawn down there, meaning I can ignore this mist sensor. I still should kill this one. And then, since I don't have anything better to do with it, give yourself some mana. Only 2. And then just like throw a dagger at somebody. Dagger being unblockable, great against the blockers. We need to deal 2,300 damage to enemies within 2 range. That is most likely not going to happen. But we can like try. Yeah, that's not going to happen, I don't think. How many? 2. So you can just go ahead and do that. That was also a wizard, so getting rid of that, absolutely great. And then we have the same here. We deal 3 to 4 damage here because of opportunism, absolutely tanking the damage. Final damage, crit is 96. So if you crit, you one-shot, you kill them with 2 hits. In which case I'm just gonna bank on that, I shouldn't have, and then I'm gonna get rid of that, move over here so we can get rid of that next turn. The ballista can't target him. Fuck. Use the cannon just a cheeky little bit. Okay, got rid of that. Can we... We can do that. Targeted 6 or more times from caster isolated. That also sucks because the one who really wants to go for isolated targets is not gonna be like 5 tiles or further. This being in mist really blows. Right, you can just move here. Oh yeah, he's poisoned. Just poison him again. Do that. You can... Oh, those are mostly just isolated, huh? Should have used this instead, but whatever. Yeah, none of those are going to happen. I got not a single ordeal today. Or tonight. Horrendous. Also, you are slow. You need to be faster. Have a potion. Have your hero get hit less than 5 times? That is at least a freebie they tossed me. Okay, get rid of that. Now my things can shoot again. The ballista were actually rather successful in their defense. To be fair, there weren't a whole lot of enemies. Like, not really. But still. Can't really complain about that. God damn it. We have gotten a single ordeal, and it was a don't get hit freebie at the end of the turn. Also, free money and materials. It's not really free, we had to use an omen, but I'll take it. Okay, we have material instability. We also have a pile of corpses. I'm gonna loot that immediately. 2 sides. This side is rather well defended. So you can just sit there. Before I do anything else, let me repair my walls and my... yeah, just all my defenses. Then, there's a bunch of mist sensors. What night rewards do we get? I'd like to have a pistol. Skill range, range damage, reliability, and armor. And crit power. What is negative? Daily mana region. Yeah, whatever. The gun needs neither of those. Axe, shield. Let me reroll those. Longbow for more skill range. I'll take that. An offhand dagger. Opportunism and critical, or a shield with +7 block. That I'll take. Destiny blockers, irrelevant. Well, not really, they're annoying. But I don't think they're gonna be that relevant, honestly. I don't really like most of these. At least not here. What does the Throatsworn is the... After killing 12 units during this turn, Intimidating Scream deals 150 of the percent of the weapon's damage. You'd have to hit 4 times with that, or... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once with that, and it needs to kill. How often can you use that? It's 1 for limit per turn 2. On a dwarf with look at my muscles, that could be kinda neat. But it's also not too relevant. This gives you block. 20% of missing move points. Right, that does allow me to try something, however. I did just not take Epiphany to see if it stacks up. You need resistance reduction. You also kind of need, I will give you skill range, since you will lose it now. Then the Toxic Leech next time, followed by the Proximity Shot. You, on the other hand, you get the Vampire. Level you up. You kind of need move points. So let me reroll for those. God damn it. Okay, some resistance then. Momentum is not going to happen. Take reliability. Take a shield. Then skill range, range damage, and reliability. That goes probably just on you. And also the longbow. Then I can sell you and you. Get me a level up here. Accuracy, you will need that for the longbow specifically. And then range damage. Though actually neither the longbow nor the gun need accuracy, because the gun is undodgeable and the longbow can reduce dodge on enemies. Upgrade you, work twice. Upgrade you, work. Upgrade you. Buy some new gear. Can you get me a pistol? 63. The stats are not relevant, but whatever. Cursed armor. Momentum, more dodge, less critical. Why is it cursed? This reads kind of great. Anyway, I just wanted you to get a pistol in exchange for the glove. Sell the gauntlet. Then we can now focus on getting our worker count up. So get house. Get rid of this. Get house. Get more money. Upgrade a house. Upgrade this, upgrade this. Get more money. Upgrade you, get more money. Upgrade another house. Get rid of... Is there any more piles of corpses? No. This. Get me more money. I cannot afford to upgrade another house, however I can afford a mana well. I will build a temple here, so the mana well has to go there. There. Buildings with free actions, restore me some mana on Nobody needs mana. Okay, good to know. I have chosen the blockers, that's fine. Build some defenses. Since this is gonna be mostly undefended, I'm just gonna get me... two more ballistas there. Also exchange this with an actual wall. Even if it's not a good wall. So the ballistas here should hold, I hope. And then we get to replacing, to placing the walls up there. We cannot afford a ballistas, so how much do I have left? 63. Destroy here to get this wall, this wall, this wall, this wall. Just start placing the walls. We will have 2 people on this side defending. And then 1 person up here. Yeah, what? There is nobody who needs mana though. So yeah, no Epiphany selected at the altar. How many do I currently have? 117. I want to see... There, forgot my alarm. Should probably turn off the next one. I want to see if... Also, I basically just have alarms so I know when to go on break at work, which I don't have today because it's a holiday. I want to see if it stacks. Like, do I lose the 117 right now? Or do I have the next turn? Well, that absolutely fucking blows. I hope it's wizards, because in that case I don't really care all that much. Blow up! Also, that's an elite runner just from the get-go. And then he fucking misses. Also, there's hoppers coming in, which I'm not appreciative about. I had hoped it would kill. It didn't. Then we will kill you like this. Gun. You can just go ahead and poison the hopper. I have unblockable daggers. Get rid of those. I have undodgeable gun. So we're not actually looking too bad against those enemies. The problem is these. Now this one, he's gonna have to walk a while. And he's a wizard. That blows. That's a blocker, which also blows, but not quite as hard. I think I need to kill the elite here. Stop missing. God damn it. Right, so this guy... I think I'll just ignore. Get rid of those hoppers, and you can just go down here. There's an elite hopper as well. That's the 3rd elite here. Well, we will go ahead and shoot the hunt. Shoot the hunter. Everything being undodgeable definitely helps against these runners specifically. Okay, you are low enough that I don't have to worry about you. Get rid of this. And then I think we're just gonna poison this guy to death. You go back to your tower. Use your wonderful undodgeable attacks. How much dodge do you have? 38%. In which case, I think I'm just gonna shoot you with this. And hope. My hope was misplaced. There's a 4th elite. Okay. Well, I have undodgeable attacks. The pistol has less range. Interesting. Not entirely sure that makes sense, but I guess I'll have to take it. I also might need a better crossbow. The damage on the hand crossbow always feels really weak. Always. Also, what do you have? You have resistance aura. Well, you have resistance reduction, so we're good. Stop missing. Blow up. Hit him. The fact that we just like blow up when we get hit is really funny. I think that is a perk you got from killing enough boomers, if I recall correctly. Which makes it just even better. Also, you might profit from propagation bounces. How many? 2. You're gonna need 3 unless I crit, which is a possibility. It wasn't. Go ahead and poison him. The blockers are mainly an annoyance because they block vision, as the name implies. Also, you can just go ahead and drink. I think I need to build a... I think I need to build me a... What is it called? In soon. You get rid of that. It went to this guy. Sucks. Oh, so you can just drink your mana pot. Or throw it some... You have quite a range on that. With the material instability, you probably just want even more. Like... Didn't quite kill. You probably want just a shit ton of... What is it called? Melee units. Incredible how long it took me to find the word for melee unit. Because basically you want to be in melee to explode on people. And we can do that with resistance, with block, or with dodge, or with just a shit ton of armor, I guess. I'd hoped otherwise. Daggerum. You have Acid Burst for the resistance, Acid Armor for the resistance, Spit Acid and the Claw. Right. I have a gun. I don't have unblockable on the pistol, unfortunately. But we should be fine, I think. My tower died. I didn't even pay attention to that. When did my tower die? Dagger, 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 dagger. How do you have so much health? And I can't use the gun because... Yeah, I can't use the gun because she's next to him. Oh, you still have attacks. Still not panic A, I think. A, yes, good. A is acceptable. Okay, first step. Push back the mist. Get a night reward, which is going to be... resistance... No, get me a better hand crossbow or a better dagger, I feel like. 7 block is good. 6 block on that is also good. Oh, I'll take that. Level up. You take the Toxic Leech for a bit of heal. And then you take some move points. And reroll me that, reroll me that, reroll me that. Momentum, I guess, is fine for the pistol. You need move points. Badly. Crit it is. Fucking sucks. Alright, get some physical damage. Get the 1/1. And then you can get... What do I get you? Right, the mana growth. That's already 9% damage. Well, not quite. Close enough. It'll be 9 damage at 9% damage at what is it currently? 22% damage. It's fine. Get a reroll resistance reduction. You don't really need to move, so I guess I don't need to give you all that many buffs on that. I love that perk. Get me an item there. An item here, an item here, an item here, and an item here. No elite items, unfortunately. Repair all walls. Replace this wall. Replace these walls. So we're gonna attack from here and there. How much money do I have? Enough. I can build an inn. And probably just buy me a hero. Where do I place that, though? I place it there. Get me a hero. What do we have? I probably need something for... Well, it's a hero. An energetic hero at that. So you have +1 action points, +2 action points, and +1 move point. That sounds amazing. You have the isolation and the poison path. You are a surgeon for crit power, physical damage. Again, I kind of want more melees. Brawler, daring, dexterous. I think I'll just go with this energetic hero here. Now, what do you have perk-wise? Field study. Again, I'll probably just go for melee things. And then just have to get enough block and or resistance to have him be in there. I think... Do I go with the spiky counter? No. Actually, here's the thing, right? Because of mental instability, I want my heroes to be attacked. Or material instability. In which case, I definitely want them to have just already buffs on their stuff. Then the material instability also triggers if I don't have... not necessarily on the physical damage. So I could give you magic weapons as well. Let me actually check. What items do we get here? A book, a scepter. I think I'll take that. Helmet with move points. For my dwarf. An orb, a cannon, a crossbow. Reroll me that. That's a meteor ring. Meteor ring is funny, but I don't think it's good because it costs just way too much mana. Get me a hammer. The stun chance. This is, what do we have? Resistance. Or a shield with block. Sure. Culling the Weak. Unlocks the Culling the Weak skill, allowing you to execute any units in range of 3 who is badly wounded. Which has... Culling the Weak, limit per turn, unlimited, range 1 to 3. Huh. What else do you give? Minus 7% healing received, minus 10% damage. I'll take the block armor. Right, minus 42 mana. Nobody's gonna cast anything. I don't think we have all that many casters here anyway. And then we're gonna buy some additional epiphanies. What do we get? Guardian Spirit. Whenever the hero applies a buff, physical damage applies 4. Crits agility practice to all heroes. You know what? The rock. And it does stack. So you can kind of just skip an epiphany. I think you're gonna be a melee as well, just physical damage. But maybe not with a block. Yeah, reroll me that. Get right. Bodybuilder, vampire, organic armor. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Then, what do we combine with that? Blood Mage. Which means I'll have to reroll one of these. I do kind of want to try the Specialist. Oh, I'll definitely take an Avid Learner. Do I execute? I execute. Avid Learner. This, I take the Mana Shield. The Blood Mage is, I think, in the same tier as the Mana Shield, so... Yeah, they're the Blood Magic. So you want armor. You need some accuracy as well, but we can work on that. And you want specifically armor because the armor gets you more health than the health. You might also want some block. Daily health regen, momentum. You have a good amount of movement points, so I think momentum isn't the worst idea. Get some XP gain for resistance. Yeah, get some momentum. Get you, I think, the two-handed sword. Then you can, for now. This is the button. Leave that crossbow. You can take the hammer and the two-handed sword from our dwarf fellow, who takes the scepter instead. The scepter will probably be used exclusively to buff himself. Now, you have plus 6 block, health, 10% damage. Anything that doesn't lower movement goes on you. And the other stuff goes on you. Except for the shield, apparently, because we can't really have that. This is armored dodge. Honestly, get some dodge, I guess. $38 gold remaining. What do we have? One worker left. I can get another mana well. Yeah. Then the mana doesn't really matter. Like, they're not gonna have any of it anyway. They have 8. The absolute minimum. Okay. Go ahead and repair. We have already done that. Wooden walls have been replaced. Destroy this. Destroy that. A gate here. Have it be symmetrical. Get me my tower again that you can sit in. And a ballista there. I'm just gonna have most of these except you here. Because you can probably just defend this side. Okay, one more worker. Guess again, guess where? Guess where could actually not be not bad, but I'd rather just do that. So I can build myself a scavenger's camp. Get some more materials. So we have the rock for more block. I think I might take the spiked walls. I will probably just... 2 down there, that sucks. Okay, they're all coming from that side, that makes sense then. And I think we switch to gun. Okay, you are just gonna get those down there. And he now has a scepter, so he can buff himself with more movement. Which was the main point why I took it. Right, that's not that many. You're gonna need to help with those. Definitely kill those first. That's a wizard, that's a crossbow, that's a rogue, that's a wizard. A wizard is going to need to die. Absolutely atrocious that this costs so much actions. You go ahead and kill the isolated targets, and then you can just like shoot. Wonderful stuff. Not that many enemies on this side. God damn it. Gun. I should have probably dealt with that. With that fire, huh? Next turn. The wizard will now buff. Which always hurts. You also deal AoE. Which also sucks. I don't have enough mana. I also don't have actions to do it. Plus 10% damage. Get you some block. Shoot. Shoot. Gun again. So you need to deal with the mage first, and then the crossbow. And then skills costing mana. Absolutely not happening. Oh, we have hunters. Not hunters, archers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Now the archers have armor, which I've kind of just ignored. A crit would kill you. Didn't crit, unfortunately, but that's why we have another action. Target within 6 tiles from the caster isolated. That didn't kill? Incredible. Okay, you need to... I think I can just ignore a few enemies from over there. To get some isolation kills in. Also, you're poisoned. Heal yourself. Most of my heroes don't really have isolation, I don't think. Actually, I should give you more isolation if I want you to use a dagger, no? Yeah. Probably should do that. Love that gun. And I'm out of mana. Well. You... over here. Maybe I should use the undodgeable attacks or not. For the dodging enemies. Okay, yeah, the isolation thing is going to happen. One more action point, so we shoot, I assume. Shoot to kill. You are also gonna need heal pots or some way to heal yourself, or a whole lot more dodge. Also, I just realized the material instability only triggers on enemy units, not my walls. Less than 4 isolated, less than 4 hoppers. Yeah, we can do that. The crossbow does absolutely nothing against these guys. No isolated targets. Well, some isolated targets. Oh yeah, you have a scepter now. I could use that. Wonderful. Can you toss her? Not yet, not quite yet. Gun doesn't want isolated targets anyway. So we're good with that. Do I kill you? Nah. Everything is isolated out here now. The isolated target thing is thankfully only for 1 turn. Kill less than enemies 4 hoppers. That is also not going to happen, I don't think. You can actually just kind of stun this guy or kill him, that's also fine. And then you're moving over. Everything explodes. And that counted as killing them. Fuck. Okay, so the Covenant is not going to happen, in which case... Do I care about the hoppers? Not really. Throw a heal pot. I think I'm gonna leave the hoppers just because why not? I'm pretty sure they cannot really deal all that much damage to me. So, kill here. Just take out all the chaff. As well as that blocker, that guardian. And then there's actually only like the hoppers remaining, which... yeah, I can just like leave them. Alright, 2 ordeals, not ideal. But good enough. Okay, the rock. My 2 melees should have inordinate amounts of block now. You have, how much block? 34. And you have 39. We get attacked from 3 sides. And we can level up. Choose your destiny. Plus 257 armor. I do have ways around that. This is minus 300 armor, so that would get rid of most of it. The hand crossbow is armor piercing by default. I do have poison. And this is indulgible, not armor piercing. But the melee weapons deal 200% anyway. I think I'll take that. Then, Silver Dawn with her hand crossbow. You get the proximity shot. That should get you a good amount of damage in. Also take some dodge. Propagation bounces for the crossbow. The other short-range weapons... For the other short-ranged... There's 8 ranged weapons, right? Yeah. The only other really short-range weapons we have are the crossbow and the short bow. The cannon, I think, has too much range. Well, it could work, especially with the fire blast. But that doesn't have propagations. The longbow, absolutely not. The gun, also technically. Oh, the gun has propagation bounces as well. Or I take just straight ranged damage. I think I'll take just straight range damage. Then... Next you get the elusive. Then the potent toxins and the night owl. Right. Now I probably want you down here because you're armor piercing. Are there piles of corpses? There are not. Sucks. Get me a better hand crossbow. Legendary sword? No. Hand crossbow. The winged helmet might have been good. What are you? Propagation damage, skill range, poison? No. Hand crossbow. I do think I'll take a hammer. It's unblockable, but not armor piercing. I don't think there's any armor piercing melee weapon. Steel longbow. It's a better longbow. Vara with a dagger. You I think I'll take the blink. Because you are slow as fuck. Well, you're a bit faster now. Daily health region, daily mana region. Everybody I have has just horrendous mana. You take the blink as well. Then you level up. You take accuracy. No, let me reroll that. Okay, accuracy. And then multi-hits. Yeah, if you keep a longbow, the multi-hits don't hurt. One-handed hammer. I think goes on you. Boomerang, adamantium hammer. I'd like a better hand crossbow. Hand crossbow. That's a word, that's a sentence I never thought I'd say. I'm really not the biggest fan of the hand crossbow, but I kinda wanna try it. And then I don't get any. There is one. Resistance reduction. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. The problem is that the damage on this thing has fallen off too hard. Thorndyke. You probably are going to need some accuracy. Just a tiny bit. And then... Do I care for stun chance? Not really. The hammer is probably gonna go at some point. Right. Push back the mist. Upgrade you. Upgrade my cell value? No, for now what I'm gonna do is build a temple. As I already wanted for some time now. Heal down here. Then we will build an armor maker. Yeah, get me an armor maker there, get rid of this. Get me a blacksmith. Here. And then I think I'm gonna mine. Get me a boya. No, a magic shop? Also, no, fuck, I hate... Oh, get me another armor maker there. Hate the layouts on the, hate that you can't rotate them, mostly. Some more money. Now I don't have any more workers. Get me a boya. How's the magic shop laid out? Like this. Yeah, get that there. And then the boya here. That might have been a mistake, but yeah, I'm gonna sell it and rebuild it over there tomorrow. For now. Materials. Use my materials. First of all, we're gonna rebuild the walls, or complete them. I should also go ahead and repair everything. Or at least all walls. All of my walls are repaired and in good order. Then we will get us some ballista. Get me a tower to shoot from down here and to shoot from down here. And then we can start upgrading our walls. What epiphany would I like to get? The agility... honestly, get me like... What is your thing? Whenever you at least 5 enemies are hit with a single cost of sing +2 move points. Increase maximum move points by +2 modifier resets every morning. I think I'll get that. Oh, sorry. For Thorndyke here. And he's also gonna get Viscera. I think. Maybe. I'll see. Right. Most of these guys don't... None of these guys have baseline armor, so... The longbow will just completely remove all of the armor immediately. Yeah, you're fine where you are. Send it. And that does also count as a debuff. For the purposes of... all enemies. I don't have anybody with contamination, I don't think. That was the wrong skill. How long do you last? 2 turns. Now I think... for most enemies, I don't actually really care about their armor. You're gonna have to deal with that fire. You're just gonna clear. You can give yourself more movement. Most of my heroes should be able to just kind of kill them. You kill that. Honestly, just send this in. You have quite a movement, so I'm just gonna poison you. You still reach me. I just hope you're fine. With heroes who haven't moved and isolated. That's a wizard. A scholar, to be precise. Okay, he can't immediately kill me. I feel like I might want to keep the Rippers alive for a while. Because they do eat other enemies. Okay, I definitely have to do that. Not twice on the same target, but on things I actually want to kill. Don't want them to shoot you. What is this? This is damage down. Oh yeah, I have an execute. I should use that as well. Reblock. Wonderful. Now, again, you kind of just ignore armor in more ways than one. $87 times 3 should be enough. $87 times 3 should be enough. Okay. That's an actual wizard. Don't like that. Yeah, the Rippers kind of just helped me here. The poison lasts for 252... Yeah, that should kill him. $93 times 3 should kill him. And then this guy I kind of just have to shoot with my gun. Poison. Okay. Undodgeable attack there. The problem is they get their armor back. That's the main issue. How much block do you have? You have 20 extra block from the rock, huh? Yeah. So you have 52 block. Great. How much damage do you deal? 84. But that's the Rippers. Everything else deals less. Okay, you need to do that on all of the Winged. So you can then proceed to do this on all of the Winged. Right. You can just go ahead and do that. Not enough move. Oh, I could have teleported. I could have blinked. Okay, down there is an issue now. There are definitely some stats I just massively underestimate. Three, and then on the Winged. And then first of all, we're gonna have to get rid of these that are in the city. I think the next thing we do is just debuff these Winged. Why were you in shadows? I wonder. Would it have been more points for the Epiphany to take the smaller divergence and then just get the ordeals done? Yeah, the blockers are gonna get poisoned. God damn it. This Rip is also getting poisoned. God fucking damn it. Hit! Hit, man! Wing it over there. The ordeals are not going to happen. And we are gonna lose. No, go ahead and debuff the Winged. The more Winged, there's more Winged. Yeah, I can't get rid of that guy. And he's also had some massive damage fall off. Okay, so currently we're still alive. Another poison there. You died to poison. You now died to poison. You're just kind of stuck. They just do not take damage. But we're scratching on the B ranking. The crossbow does exactly not enough damage to kill the crawlers in one hit. Or one salvo. Which also kind of blows. Okay, you can teleport down here. Just busy teleporting all over the place. The winged are all debuffed. How is the snapshot? Is it good enough? No. Hammer. The fact that I don't have any isolation on this guy means that even the hammer is better against most enemies, even isolated ones. The dagger really requires you to get some isolation in. Okay, we are at B, that means this is a restart. Fuck. It did not go bad. We're under attack, you're gonna be dead soon. Because I'm gonna leave you now. Like, if I get 3 ordeals, which is 48 points each, that's 144. Which I think is more than the difference between... With the difference between the small divergence and the big divergence, plus you get the Covenant bonus. Which means the ordeals might just be more important than the divergence. With the bonus though, if you manage to do both. Power Staff, Rifle... What do you have? Another trader! A trader, fortune teller, and a charlatan. We have apparently a caravan in this town. The gypsies have arrived. What do we do with you? You, 2 back slots XP gain down, critical, and -1 move points. You do not have the blessing, which is what I've looked at, because if you get a potion throw and a blessing, that could be kind of funny. But unfortunately, no. You do have the field study and the shorter weapons, which is a bit of a number, I'm not gonna lie. Then... I think Critical Runes Mana Collector isn't bad. With a nimbleness? Nah, don't need the nimbleness there. The Critical Master for critical power in combination with these two. Meaning you'd want to be an isolation man. Actually, critical doesn't really matter. Take the field study. Take the steady aim. Field study. The initiator maybe, if I give you a longbow. This is just a good combination with the mana collector, I think. And then I just need stuff that actually uses mana. You also have plus critical. What do you have? Critical reliability, critical power down, -5 damage, plus 10% reliability. You are also an elf. You have a war dance, the infectious strike. The infectious strike is kind of interesting to me and I want to use it more. Especially if you have a sadist. What would I use with that though? Big sweeping stuff. In which case not the war dance. Instead, we're gonna take stuff like a book. Something that that has multiple, like, either AoE or propagation. And the book, I feel like, could be the best of that. Something like this. You can unfortunately not be Mr. Punchy, because you don't have the punch. An initiator? Like, the magic wand with multi-hits for applying poison is probably one of the best things to do with that. We can use the bully because we don't care about how much damage you deal with the crits. Even if you deal normal damage, because we just want the damage for the crits for the mana. And then a field... I can't take the field study, I need something a level higher. Toss the specialist, maybe take the initiator, I guess. Actually, you don't necessarily want the field study because you're an elf, you want to be outside. What do you have? Opportunism, but less damage. Versatile for more damage. And then Dwarf Blood for block. Can a dwarf roll the Dwarf Blood perk? A trait? Right, so you have block. You have Bodybuilder, Organic Armor, Berserk. If I could get you a Vampire, I would be so happy. Because this is already an amazing combination. Right, so you're gonna be a melee. Items. Toss the power staff. You get the... And the elf... Oh yeah, the power staff also has a bunch of AoE debuffs, huh? Right, I think that's okay. So you want to apply debuffs... And then crit with them. If you can get a content... How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Decontamination in combination with that? In which case the field study wouldn't help you. Are there weapons that apply contamination? Not that I remember right about now. The flower. But I think that's the only one. And that's a follow skill, which I don't necessarily want to do with you. But then just kind of ignore the field study? It is sad that you cannot increase the range on the contamination or the mark or the cheer with the field study. I don't actually understand why. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more available. And like the sadist, it probably just pays for itself, but we can also take the isolation. I'm gonna choose that later. For now, Epiphanies, what do we have this time? Explosive Charge. Wood Splinter to barricade with this automatic cast when destroyed. 140 damage. Physical. A little bit of gold. Annihilation of the agility practice. The spiked walls. Pocket Watchtower. The Broken Bell. That is Contagion at basically unlimited range. Stay panic. Hat burst. This is the... It's slow, doesn't it? Minus 3 move points, minus 50 accuracy for 2 turns. Yeah. The sinew coil. This one I really want to try because it sounds kind of amazing. Basically just use 5 sinew coil skills without killing anything, get all of your action points back. If you manage to actually not kill anything with it though. The catapults I also want to try. I think I'll start with efficiency. That's gonna take me 2 nights, I think. 150 should be possible in 2 nights if I don't fuck up the ordeals. And then plus 20% gold at materials. While this is just 115 gold, this will pay off better. And the 115 gold I can use, I can get later as well. Okay. Braziers are active. Get me rid of that. It's 30 poison, so 2 should be enough. Not quite, but we can just kind of shoot you, I guess. And then you can just like... Less than 500 damage to isolated targets. Well, I think we've already got that. I maybe shouldn't have done that. Well, you survive. They didn't even hit you. Less than 500 damage to a target with negative alteration. We can do that, I think. Because now, nothing else applies negative alterations. I double clicked, shouldn't have. God damn it. You can give yourself armor, and then that's fine. Okay, target at 9 or more tiles from caster. That is gonna be kind of difficult, I guess. Because I think he's the only one who can do that even. He does have 2 turns for it. So it might be possible. Yeah, you'd need 1 more range for it, so... Unfortunately that is a no. And then he just has a melee weapon, so that ain't happening. I need to plan this better. Less than 15 move points. Oh, we've got that. Wonderful. So you can actually just shoot. God damn it. This does cost move points to use. Send it that way, send it that way. Like, that is mainly just an issue for this guy, I feel. But, yeah, good enough. Okay. They are in the town. Please remove them. God damn it. And you don't have enough action points for another one there. So what we're gonna do is do these. Blow him up. Okay. So the ordeals are 12 each. The Covenant bonus is 24. Is the Covenant bonus always like the same as 2 ordeals? Because in that case you can basically just say it's in total 5 times the ordeal value. And the ordeal value, I think increases by night, but I don't know how much. And knowing that would probably deal with most of my issue of finding out how I get best the most amount of... Honestly, get rid of the drone, I don't really care. It's probably even good for me. Do we have a heal pod anywhere? No. Okay. And last one. So, panic level S. It's plus 60. So let us see, how much is the destiny? 48 or 96. If you get all ordeals done, then it definitely pays to take that. If you're not sure, then it would be better to not. For now, I'll take it because the size increase doesn't really concern me all that much. Night rewards. Get me a shirt bow, I'll take that. And... a sword. Now. Winged helmet? No, I need weapons. Should have maybe taken the sword. What did I say I want with my units? So you are a ranged unit, you short bow. You will probably take a different bow later. Maybe I'll give you the... Actually, short bow does apply the bully. And then I just don't take the initiator. Could be valid. You I want to give the short bow to, the crossbow, the hand crossbow to. The hand crossbow, the sinew coil actually kind of scales well with the initiator, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. Get this, get the avid learner. Get action point. Move points. XP gain. Range damage. Get me multi-hits. Well, XP gain is fine. So, if I give you the sinew coil, then you need one weapon that does debuff, which... honestly, the book. Probably just the book. You take the short bow. So, hand crossbow, book, a melee weapon. Fuck. Shitting me. Sure, honestly, take the longbow. And then you can have, like... the short bow for now, you take the longbow, you take the short bow. That is far in the future anyway. Steady aim and avid learner. Then you probably need accuracy, but first resistance reduction. Move points never hurts, even though you're not going to move all that much. Ranged damage. Propagation bounces is just kind of funny with the steel rifle. In which case I really need to think if I want the initiator. With a longbow it is still worth it. Okay, last. You take... Do I take the sprint with you? The alternative is the execute, isn't it? I think I'll do this. Take the nimbleness for move points. As soon as I have the bodybuilder, I'm gonna have to reroll. You get some accuracy. You're gonna want some block. Perfect. And then XP gain, also perfect. Do I want to give you momentum? What are my legendaries I can get here? The axe, sinew coil. That's just 3 debuffs. I think I don't want to give you momentum and instead have the marrow split on you. In which case... XP gain is fine. Okay, assign them to buildings. Oh, all the mist sensors have gone. Wonderful. I will basically pursue the same goal and just get me gold mines. This is 38 gold, this is 25 gold, yeah. Upgrade one of you. Get rid of the... Go there. Materials. I think I'm gonna get one ballista here and one ballista here. And then just some wall. Basically, these ballistas will help if enemies come on these like border fringe sides. That is 3 fires just immediately. Hate that. And we are poisoned from the get-go. Also, you're in a stupid position where I can't hit you. You're probably gonna have to help over there. But for now, target steal damage. Target 6 or more tiles from caster. Target within 4 tiles from caster isolated. Okay, so that's done. I have 4 turns for that. And it does appear as if the Covenant bonus is actually just twice your... I think I'll just move you up. And then he fucking misses. That's 2 hammers. That needs to go. Oh shit, you cost movement? Why? Toss him a move potion. Toss him another move potion. Definitely would like to get rid of some of them. You need to be badly wounded, so just... Both of them die. Great. That's an archer. I don't think I can get rid of him. Okay. But yeah, the block boys had to die. 20% damage down. What is the next ordeal? Ranged damage. Well, that should be easy to achieve. And avoid generating panic so the ranged damage isn't even gonna matter. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna switch back again. Whoop. Okay, gun. Definitely would like to kill this guy. Momentum them. What is actually that skill called? Is it momentum? No, it's a sword blast, isn't it? Yep, sword blast. You are targeting. We can't add that. I love the gun. I'm pretty sure at release the gun didn't have the propagation. Which is why I didn't like it that much, because it was 2 actions to hit a single target, even if it was undodgeable. And with the added propagation, that's just so much better. Do you have opportunism? No. Okay, Ballista is starting to join. We can also just use the isolation a little bit. Ah, he's debuffed. I think he got hit by a hunter. No, he got hit by this bow guy. I think AoE them. You are running out of mana. Oh, you have the harvester, don't you? In which case that might not be too bad. How much do you currently get? +6 up to a maximum of 8, and you currently have total of 34 plus 19, so 27 you regen. So you won't be full after this night, but close enough that I don't think it matters. Okay, so you just deal with this side, and you go join over here. One, two, three. The short bow is amazingly simple. Probably one of the best weapons. He's gonna lower my damage. No, he missed. Wonderful. Get rid of the hunter there. The isolation doesn't guarantee a kill, but it makes it a lot more likely. Can you kill with that? No. Unfortunate. Do you actually have just baseline opportunism? 106%, so you could... Yeah, use the staff first and then use the short bow with the, like, it's 6% more damage. That's not gonna make the cow fat, but uh, it's gonna help a little bit. I should have moved out of town first. That was a mistake. You can just damage oh yeah, we have a tower. I should use that. If... yeah, okay. I need to keep my range in mind. There's 2 hunters I've overlooked. Should have probably shot them. Okay, I just wonder why didn't they move and shoot one of my units, but I thought that they mayhaps changed something to make it so they can't, but no, they didn't. Yeah, I should definitely do that first. Poison, 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 poison. Okay, they are at the wall, but I don't think they can. I don't think they'll be able to kill the wall. Okay, so some of these already have a debuff. The armored having literally like 2 health too much. You are at 8, so that's your maximum. Gun, gun, gun again. Love me gun. It is still a mystery to me how you shoot a flintlock rifle more than once per turn, and also how it, you know, ricochets. But I'll take it. And yep. Then you can finally get rid of this asshole. Okay, the wall will survive. And if the wall takes damage, I don't really care because that's its job. It's also probably the easiest or the cheapest to repair thing we have. Okay, so here we have the efficiency. And now we have big wave coming in. Question, where do I want to have... Do you care? No. So you are melee, you care about the block. Get me 7 more of it. Get me 8 more of it. Get me physical damage. And XP gain. You are gonna need some movement, but the axe kind of already does that for us. Okay, reroll here. Get the vampire. The organic armor remained, and this I can just reroll after I'm done. What would I want? Like with the axe, if I go for the axe, neither propagation nor multi-hit does anything. It also doesn't have debuffs. It does have debuffs on the jump. But are those worth it? I don't know. It could increase my critical. Do I care? Not really. That's probably a question of what other weapon I give you. This used to scale by level, not by physical damage. Which also kind of didn't make sense. I'll have to see. If I could get the blood magic, that would also be funny. You get the critical runes. Level you up. You don't need block. You want crits. And opportunism. Question is whether I actually need the bully. If we get enough crits. Oh, this is calculated into the daily mana region. Okay. Get the contamination, get the initiator or the bully. I think the bully? That doesn't really help me yet, but sure, get it now. Level you up. You want also crits. You're also gonna need some accuracy. I'll also take resistance reduction. Do I take ranged damage? Yes. Multi-hit, since I want you to have the crossbow. That was actually a really nice get there. A warp crystal for the teleportation, 128. Big axe. I think I'll take big axe. Reroll me that. Hand crossbow. Okay, you take the hand crossbow over the staff. You take a big axe. Choose your destiny. Plus 148 armor or plus 53 armor. Now, you don't care about armor. You have 3 multi-hits. You care about armor. Do you care about 148 armor, though? I think in this case I'll take the lower value. Because the ordeals, again, are gonna be just more. Definitely take the endurance. Endurance practice, absolutely. Now, we will build new structures. We will build a gold mine. We will buff a gold mine. We will buff another gold mine. Then we can get us a house. And get rid of this well. Did I have 2 workers? In which case we will just do this and buff you again. Or mine again. Then get me another house. And a first scavenger camp. That's a pile of corpses. I could have looked at that. Well, sucks, but I fucked that up myself. Repair me walls. Which side would I like defended by ballista? I think the top side here, since it already has some. And that should be able to deal with most enemies. There is like one spot where enemies can't be hit. Fuck. Anyway, get me some walls. Here and here. Now, X goes down here. You go down here. Next night I'll probably have to do that. And then I think we're already set up. Okay. And all fires are up there. Well, at least that's the defended side. I'm gonna just get rid of these. So, this thing has a slow. Which I can definitely use later on to trigger the infectious strikes. Not really necessary yet. Absolutely smashing. Lovely stuff. And then you can just like shoot people. Oh yeah, they have all armor now. 53, that's honestly not that bad. I might still want to do the armor reduction arrow. So what we can do now... You're just gonna die to poison, I don't even need to shoot you anymore. Oh no, I set the blockers in the way, huh? You survived that! How dare you? So you're gonna die. Apply your debuff to those two. Perfect. Target within 2 tiles from caster. Right, so that don't count. That's a good start. So you are not gonna do any of the within 2 tiles. You can. The rogue is coming. Not having anybody up there to get rid of stuff massively blows. Negative alterations that haven't moved this turn. Well, aren't you lucky? Aren't I lucky? Yeah, the target within 2 is not gonna happen. Target at full health isolated. Yeah, you just give yourself some armor. Deal damage with skills costing mana. We can probably do that. Yeah, okay, the within 2 tiles isn't gonna happen. The damage with things that cost mana, that might happen. Just shoot him. The rogues, thankfully, I think they focus just to go directly to your heroes. Less than 4 enemies isolated target. Well, that sucks down here. And probably here? Well, you have other options of dealing damage, though. The isolated... the poison will actually kill them, I think. So we are not gonna get that. Negative alterations that haven't moved this turn. 1, 2. And we're not actually gonna deal all that much damage, huh? We will try to do the less than 4 isolated targets. I think, however, that the poison is gonna deal with take that away from us. Yep, the poison took that away from us. 3 enemies more. Target with a negative alteration. Isolated target. Well, the bow is actually kind of great for that. So that is done. Shoot there. You are going to move up here to start shooting. Oh, we actually got the Covenant, huh? I thought we didn't. Okay, you can then deal with these. Like, 3 remaining guys. 1 further, please. And then we just have those. So the different ghosts have different AI, I think. With the rogues, they Alexia's distance when subject to ritual turn to ghost the archives of death, so the wisdom. Right. These are soulbound heroes. However, they have different AIs on what they do. And the rogues, for example, I'm pretty sure they beeline for your heroes to try and kill them. While the wizards stay around. The wizards stay around the crawlers or clawers, the enemies, just in general, and try to buff them. Should be a panic S. Who is lowest level? 4, 5, you are 4. Okay. Yeah, you have you're a trader, you have -8 XP gain. Okay, now, endurance practice. Everybody gets more XP gain. And then at level, what, 6, I believe? We lower the, you gain more armor. Is under level 6, so at level 7, it swaps. We lower crit. So here, the interesting part is that none of my heroes has even close to 50%. So taking the 50% and taking the 87% is the exact same outcome. It doesn't lower my damage. The wind. I think I'm gonna start working on these weapons. So start on the marrow split, I think. Now, you want accuracy and some damage. And resistance reduction. That also doesn't hurt. Get yourself some reliability. Perks. The Initiator? What enemies do we have? I should probably upgrade that. We have 303 gold. I'm gonna build me an inn. I'm gonna get rid of all the barricades inside. They're mostly just in the way, and I hate them. Okay, then I'm gonna get me an inn. Here. Yeah, I can place Ballista and then still walk the heroes around it. 193 gold. Any of you worth it? Armor, block, less armor, wonderful. A warrior for damage and resistance, a genius for XP gain, and then 14 mana down. I'll take that. 200 gold, we can get that. Do we have piles of corpses? Doesn't look like it. Right, what we need to do is this. And then I'm just gonna work in the gold mines to get me a hero, which is gonna be, I think, Nala here, unless... Trader, less mana, XP gain up. The blacksmith would be canony. Occultist, but minus 16% XP. XP gain is probably the most important stat, the stat I put most stock into. Alright, what perks do you get? What? Right, damage, XP gain, mana. I can basically just get you anything. I still kind of want to see if that works somehow. Any more XP gain? That means you probably want to be in the city, and that requires you to have either a magic or a ranged weapon. You're also probably going to be relatively close to other allies. If I give you a magic weapon, it's probably going to be a wand. Otherwise... a mana growth maybe for the magic fuel? I'd love the mana collector to go with that, but that would require me to have some way of critting. So let me just reroll that. Critical runes. Then let me reroll it again to get the mana collector back. That's so stupid that it works. So we can get the human ballista. What do I get together with that though? What is the second thing I get? The initiator. Then we want you to have some resistance reduction. We want you to have accuracy. More mana. Do I need more mana? I don't think I need more mana. More accuracy. Critical. Critical is what you need. Accuracy. No, get me critical. Actually, some move points is fine. I'll take some damage then. Secondary attribute, XP gain. How much XP gain do you have? Some daily mana regen, you're gonna need that. Skill range, propagation bounces +2 if I give you another magic weapon. Most magic, like a bunch of you're getting a book. You're getting a book. Which also means the opportunism isn't wasted. A bunch of magic weapons have propagation. Night Reward, get me a book and a wand. Well, there's a book and a wand, reliability, but XP gain down, or critical power down, which doesn't matter in this night anyway. A boomerang would also be funny with 6 propagation, but I don't think that's it. Scepter, shield, a silver pistol. Do you have anybody who cares for a scepter? Not really. In which case, let me reroll one more time. That was more than one more time, I am very much aware, thank you. Come on, get me a wand. Nah, fuck it. Flower then. Actually, get me the shield. Okay, Raven Crest has an upgrade. The infectious strikes. I want... Get the initiator. Get yourself some dodge, I think. Even without the elusive, you can still have more than 100% dodge. Because it's set to 120. Elusive sets it to 150, I believe. Now, what do I take with you? Definitely the bodybuilder. The berserker later on. So... You don't have any buffs. The Berserker is permanent, so the blessing doesn't help. Oh, the axe has a buff. 34% damage. Yeah, that might be good, but well. Contamination, bully, 1/1, that doesn't help. I think I'm gonna reroll one here. Mana shield? Quality over quantity, that's not it either. Trip tactics begin. Would have liked the blood magic, but I also just realized that if you reroll a column that already has something taken, apparently it costs more. Multi-hits! Get a spear, I guess? I have 93 gold remaining. I can upgrade you. So we shall do that. Then, first of all, repair. Then, get me my new defenses. Get me, before I forget, the gate here. Then, wall. One wall. Wall of this side. Complete the wall, then get rid of this, replace it with a wall. Get rid of these barricades. Replace them with walls and a gate. All types of wooden walls and barricade have plus 40 health. All types of stone walls, including gates, have plus 20 health. That's the small fortification thing. Now, ballista I can't afford. If you go here, how much movement do you have? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not nearly enough. I'm out of materials anyway, in which case you now get the book. Keep this, I guess. You get the Silver War Shield, which is critical power, magic damage down, dodge down, that doesn't matter anyway. So the sword. Would have loved the wand, but that's fine. Yeah, spear. Get that spear instead of the shield. And then you... yeah, you keep the bow for now. Alright, then you can actually kind of just sit in there. You go here, you go here, you go here. You stay there, okay. Oh, I have a perk point remaining, really? Yeah, you have a perk point remaining. I think the initiator... yeah, we're not gonna crit this night anyway. Okay, we have some hoppers coming in. 24 or more isolated targets. We can immediately start working on that. You missed. Why would you do that? You can get rid of that. Oh, you're already isolated. Wonderful. Oh, you deal enough damage to just immediately blow them up. But why can you not... I muted myself, fuck. But yeah, we're at B, so that's a reset again. It is actually a lot closer than I thought it would be with the minus action points, but not close enough. Sucks. Oh well. Learned something new again. The Throat Sworn, I just realized hitting 5 targets with the swing, kind of difficult. Kind of really difficult. Because most of the time you cannot get in a good enough position. Well, especially with like minus 3 AP. Anyway, I'm not gonna start another one today. I think this Omen setup is fine. I don't know what I'd improve on that. Let me just check. There are indeed only 2 or like 3. I'd consider these 4 like short-range weapons, and then these more long-range weapons because they all have a lot high minimum range. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 one-handed melee weapons and 6 two-handed melee weapons. Then 4 one-handed and 4 two-handed magic weapons. Interesting. Right. I think I'm gonna just keep this for next time. Maybe I'll just take a diversion to Glintfine, or maybe Runenberg, or Emberwald. I'll see. Yeah, I'll see. I think I'll have to decide. I want to do the achievements, which I think I need to do like Apocalypse 32 at some point, and that's definitely gonna be on Gildenberg. But that is enough for now. I hope you have a nice evening. Hope you have a nice weekend, starting tomorrow, or actually today if you're in Germany. And yeah, I hope you have a nice afternoon. Hope you have a nice evening later on, and then a good night, a nice weekend, and goodbye.